You ever look back at like a massive global panic that just sort of vanished? I mean, Y2K, the Millennium Bug.
Oh, yeah. It feels like a lifetime ago for some.
Right. But there was this real anxiety about the clock ticking over from 1999 to 2000.
Absolutely. And that's what we're digging into today, that whole wave of fear.
So what was the actual problem? It was something techie, right?
At its core, yeah. It was about how older computers store dates, often just the last 2 digits for the year. Think 98, 99.
Okay. So the worry was what happens after 99 when it hits freaking.
Exactly. With the computer, I think it was 1900 instead of 2000. That was the central question.
And that little detail, that zero could potentially break things, big things.
That was the fear, definitely. We're not just talking about your desktop crashing. Think critical systems.
What were people really worried about?
Well, banking was a huge one.
Wow.
Imagine interest calculations going haywire or credit cards suddenly being invalid.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Then there was air travel flight control systems needing accurate time, power grids, hospital equipment, stuff that relies on date stamps working correctly.
It sounds almost sci-fi now that such a small thing, just 2 digits, caused this global level of concern. Why was it such a potential disaster for those big systems?
Well, back when a lot of that foundational code was written, computer memory was really limited and expensive. So saving 2 digits per year across millions of records, it made sense then.
A shortcut that came back to bite.
Pretty much. So when zeroed appeared, the logic in many programs was set to interpret it as 1900. And if your system thinks it's 1900, well, you can see how that messes up anything date dependent.
Right. Calculating loan interest over minus 80 years or something. Okay, I get it. So banking, transport, energy, basically the foundations of, well, everything.
It really underlined how much we already depended on these digital systems, even back then.
Yeah, definitely a wake-up call. But
Yeah.
then, January 1st, 2000 arrived, and the world didn't end. The planes stayed up.
Right. So the big predicted catastrophes largely didn't happen. Which leads to the next question. Why not? Was it all hype?
That's what I wonder. Did we all just collectively panic over nothing, or did something else happen?
It wasn't nothing. What happened was this absolutely massive global effort to fix it before the deadline.
Oh, okay.
Governments, businesses, organizations everywhere poured, well, billions collectively into finding the vulnerable code, rewriting it, testing systems, upgrading hardware. It was a huge preventative campaign.
So all that frantic coding and checking in the years leading up actually worked. That's why the lights stayed on.
That's the consensus, yeah. The preparation was key. It wasn't luck. It was a colossal amount of work behind the scenes.
Were there any problems? Or was it completely smooth?
Oh, there were issues. Some minor glitches reported here and there. Specific systems in certain places had temporary hiccups. But the widespread systemic collapses that people feared, they were averted.
Because of the proactive work, that's actually quite a success story in a weird way.
It really is. It's maybe one of the biggest examples of tackling a global tech vulnerability head on.
And it definitely hammered home how interconnected everything is, digitally speaking, how reliant we are.
Totally. A seemingly tiny detail, a date format choice made decades earlier, became this potential global crisis. It taught a huge lesson about anticipating problems in these complex systems.
So summing it up, Y2K was a genuine threat, rooted in a real tech issue, but averted by a massive worldwide preparation effort. A huge heads up about digital dependency.
Precisely.